Assalamu alaikum again. We're back. Just for half an hour we were gone. But we have Diana with us today, mashallah, who is interested in Islam. And of course, we have Brother Hamza back as well. So yeah, over to you, Brother Hamza.
Okay. Salam. Yeah, so this is Diana, and she's going to tell us all about herself. She's going to tell us how her upbringing, family background, and her journey was brought up to today.
Hi. So my name is Diana. I'm 21 years of age. The first time I've got a hold of Islam and introduced to that was probably in 2016. It was Ramadan. And I was with my cousins and we were just reflecting on the Quran, and it was just like the first time I ever felt like a sense of peace, almost like you shouldn't worry, you know, like all the stress and everything you have was like relief for my body almost for a moment. And I was just like, whoa, like this feeling feels amazing. And then unfortunately after that I just continued to be Christian. I was brought up Christian for my whole life. My family's Christian as well. And I kind of just was like, you know what, I was still religious, I would still pray. And then it wasn't until 2019, I finally, it was actually April 15th when I wore my hijab. So the story on why I wore my hijab and why I decided to take that step and follow Islam was because it was my friend's, she was her 21st birthday, and you know, she invited me over. It was a party where everyone was like having a good time, supposedly. And everyone was drinking. I was drinking as well, unfortunately. And I got intoxicated. I was drunk, you know, went home, blah, blah, and went to sleep. The next morning, also, I missed work. I used to work at the airport, and I had work at 4 in the morning. I missed that, so I didn't get fired, luckily. And that day, I was just like realizing, I was just like, you know, this feeling that I'm feeling inside is just like, I don't want to feel this anymore. It's like, I just felt like it was the alcohol, like the pain I had inside, and like all these other problems. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I was just like, okay, it's time to follow like the path. And with hijab, especially, I feel like, you know, you can't go to bars. You can't be, no one's going to invite you out, like to parties. No one wants the hijab at the party. So I'm just like, okay, you know, it's time to really focus on my iman and to be a better human. I mean, you know, this world, even if you live to 100 years, it's going to go by quickly, and that's it. You're dead. You know, what are you going to do when God tells you, what have you done with your life? When I give you, you know, this world's a test, and I just can't imagine myself with God being disappointed with myself and like my heart, especially when I know what's right and wrong. So I'm like, it's time to be an actual Muslim, and yeah, so now I'm here.
Subhanallah. So you've lived. So from April, you said last year, isn't it? After the party, you started to wear hijab and you started to pray, and eat halal and all this kind of thing, or and what was it that guided you along that path?
How was that path?
Yeah. So basically, so you didn't take your shahada. You basically just lived as a Muslim.
Yeah.
What was it was stopping you taking the shahada back then?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I think it was like the whole, like, if I take it now, I have to be like a whole better person. I was kind of like, I was kind of like trying to decide, like, do you want to live with this world or do you want to live with this type of thing? Like, kind of contradicting myself, but I was like, yeah, it's time. Like, I need to just do it.
Similar to Adele, isn't it? We had a sister on here the other day, Diana, who said she didn't feel worthy of Islam, so that's kind of why she was wearing the
I feel that as well. Sometimes I'm like, am I even worthy to wear hijab? Like, you know, like sometimes I'm just like, should I take it off? But I'm like, no, I just have to keep going into progress.
Alhamdulillah. So now you're ready to become a Muslim. I know you feel that you've been a Muslim for a year, but without the shahada, you've basically gone to work and not got paid without shahada. Yeah, mashallah, because the first pillar of Islam is obviously shahada, then it's the salah, and then it's the fasting, and then everything else will come together. Do you get me? So alhamdulillah that you're ready to. And the other thing is, everything's going to get wiped away again if you did do anything bad. Allahu Akbar. All right then. So you know how to say shahada, or should I say it slowly?
Yes, please, if you could say it slowly.
Okay, so I'll say it in Arabic first, and then say the English after. Yeah. Okay. So say ashhadu.
Ashhadu.
An la.
An la.
Ilaha.
ilaha
illallah,
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 wa ashhadu
ashhadu
Muhammadan
Muhammad
Rasulullah.
Rasulullah.
Rasulullah. Say, I
Rasulullah.
bear witness
I bear witness
that none has a right to be worshipped
that no one has a right to be worshipped
but Allah.
but Allah.
And I bear witness
And I bear witness
that Muhammad
that Muhammad
is his final messenger.
is his final messenger.
Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah.
Allah.
MashaAllah.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Ummah. Alhamdulillah. So happy you did that. MashaAllah. I thought we were going to lose you today, trying to get hold of you. MashaAllah. How do you feel? You good now?
I feel good now, yeah, especially because I had my friends too. They're like, you have to take it. Like, you're technically not a Muslim if you don't take it. I'm like, you're right. You know what's holding me back. So I feel good. Thank you.
You must have been being told that for a year.
Yeah, I have actually.
And you know, sometimes she you know, I always say this about, you know, Shaitan. Shaitan's very, very clever.
Oh.
When he realizes people are at a certain point, he can't argue that point, but he'll use something else. So I use it as an example. Like, so for example, if you believe Allah exists, Shaitan will stop trying to convince you Allah doesn't exist because he knows your rational brain is not going to accept it. So then he'll try and confuse the message. And even if you get down to, I believe Islam is true, but read the Quran first. Because I did a video about, you know, as Shaitan told you to read the Quran, because some people think they need to read the Quran before accepting Islam. But that's Shaitan again, because he knows he can't challenge the idea of Allah, and he can't challenge Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he can't challenge the Quran. But if he can delay you, if he can make you procrastinate, and with you, he's gone a step further. Yeah. Live as a Muslim, wear the hijab, pray, but don't worry about the shahada. You don't need to say the shahada. Allah's in your heart. Allah knows you, and all of these things. But it's like anything. I give people an example of a citizenship test, for example. Like, my wife is from Morocco, and she's been in this country now 18 years. Now, until she went to do the citizen test, she would never become a British citizen until she went and bear witness to the Queen and all that business. She testified. And so she could live in this country 50 years, but she would never be a British until she did that. So it's the same with Islam. You can live as a Muslim for 50 years, but if you don't bear witness to what your belief is, it's all in vain. You get me? Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I understand for sure.
So alhamdulillah, you escaped that grip, and mashallah, welcome to the Ummah.
Thank you.
It's very powerful what you said, you know, about, and I've heard it a few times now from sisters, is they're not feeling worthy enough, and mashallah, like I say, I think generally after your shahada now, what people generally do is they have a shower, and you've kind of cleansed, like Hamza said, you've wiped your slate clean. You're now a newborn baby, and we always say, don't we, Hamza, that it's you've now planted a seed that's going to grow and flourish. You put your trust in Allah. Not everything comes overnight, but you know, you now have that connection.
I think that my sister Diana, it's come overnight.
You've been practicing already, mashallah, and you're doing Ramadan as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, mashallah, she's fasting and everything. Alhamdulillah. Like I said, you're a very, very good employee, because you go into work and not getting paid. Now, alhamdulillah, you start getting paid, inshallah.
Yeah. Can I ask one question that interests me, because your story is very inspiring, is why Islam? So when you go back to, I think you were talking about, you know, maybe doing things that you thought were wrong and stuff like that, but why was it Islam that or what was your sort of spark? Was it friends around you? Is it something that you were introduced to?
Yeah, so I have not majority, but I have some friends who wear hijab, who are Muslim, and just the way they carry themselves, how they are family orientated, and just like the respect they have. I'm just like, this is what I want to do, and inshallah, if I ever have kids one day, like, I would want them to be brought up Muslim.
Mashallah. I'm going to see if I can get hold of Lucky. All right, so keep talking.
Yeah, come in and say congratulations. Yeah, but like I say, Diana, a lot of people have that as part. We had a few people, new Muslims, on before, and quite often in people's story, there's people that have kind of showed them Islam, like your friends showed you Islam in the way they respected their family and things like that. So it's kind of a message to people watching and things like that how we carry ourselves as Muslims is really key, because people like yourself looked at that and thought, wow, what's that about? And then obviously now you're here.
Yeah.
So yeah, clear message.
That's why I feel like I have to be a good example, because if I'm out there in the streets, or even at home, because God knows everything. Like if people see me acting like swearing or doing bad things, that's how they're gonna think all Muslims are. They're gonna be like, oh, look at this young lady wearing hijab, acting a fool. This is how all Muslims are. And we have to set an example. We have to let people know how we are, and how kind we are, how peaceful we are, and the stereotype. I mean, it's very sad. Like with my whole hijab story, I had a few people. They're like, who asked me directly, "Are you a terrorist?" And I'm just like, how is there a correlation between Muslims and terrorists? I'm just like, you guys need to be knowledgeable.
Well, Donald Trump is your president, isn't it? So
yeah.
But you're right.
Must permeate.
Unfortunately, the hijab to the ignorant mind has almost become a symbol of terrorism, and that's why may Allah reward the sisters on the front line sometimes. But mashallah, I think that's changing. We have Abdullah in the chat.
Is he here? Mashallah.
Hey, Diana, I'm so happy.
Walaikum salam. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm so happy for you. I seen your shahada. So happy. So happy. So happy. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, because it was Abdullah who messaged me yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I messaged you yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. I thought, wow, mashallah, we need to speak to this lady. We need to, mashallah. Yeah. And you're right time. And your name is actually apt with the time we're in, isn't it? Diana Corona. Yeah. you could have chosen a more apt time. The situation we're in. Subhanallah. You must get some jokes about that, isn't it?
I do, yeah. People are like, "Oh, stay away from Corona. She got COVID." I'm like, no.
Oh my God. Subhanallah, Deen. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, but I'm so happy. I seen it.
Yeah, I'm happy for myself.
I was in the chat.
So how did you connect with Diana?
We actually met on Instagram. So she hit me up on Instagram, and she was interested on why I became a Muslim. So we actually ended up talking about it. And she told me that she didn't do her shahada. And I was like, you have to do your shahada. You got your hijab on. You're so passionate on learning Islam and being a part of Islam. Like, you have to take that shahada. And mashallah, I was so psyched that she could do it with you, Hamza, and EFDawah, So
alhamdulillah. We're so psyched. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Can we bring Diana into our group? We'll bring her into the
group. We have a messenger group for the new Muslims and support Muslims. So I'll add you to that as well, inshallah. So then at least if you have any questions or need any help or anything like that, or just some company, it's there, inshallah. So that at least you have some support. I mean, I'm sure you're a year living as a Muslim in Chicago. You must know Muslims and you must associate with Muslims anyway. So do you get me? Alhamdulillah, brilliant stuff. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yeah.
Subhanallah. Right, exciting stream. Mashallah.
Yeah. Can I go to sleep? I need my afternoon snooze.
Get through this fasting. All right. Thanks for coming on, Diana, and congratulations again. SubhanAllah.
Thank you, guys.
You take care, Diana. You'll see you on the internet, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah,